welcome or welcome back if you've seen any of my videos before. My name is Melissa. Channel here is Melissa_Dunn6. Same on TikTok and Instagram. I like all things makeup, so if you like makeup, feel free to subscribe, like, share, leave me some comments down below. I'd like to interact with you all a bit more. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In today's video, if you notice, my makeup is semi-done. I've got eyeshadow and foundation down, but that's it. What I want to go over are the basics of highlighting and contouring for a round face in particular, because that is what I have. So contouring is adding definition, adding some structure, sort of enhancing anywhere you would have natural shadows. But because I have a round face, I don't have many angles to work with. So we'll go in with a shade darker, a contour shade, something similar. So if you're looking at me face on, do you see this sort of dark grayish sort of color? That is what we're essentially trying to mimic on the face, just to create some more angles. And my main goal when contouring is to reduce the roundness of my face, reduce my jawline, make it appear a bit, I don't know what word to use here, but just more angular, more structured, not as round, essentially. And with highlighting, these are areas you want to bring forward, you want to draw attention to. So with a round face, you don't want to have too much highlight focus on the perimeter of the face because, right, we've already got a lot going on there. So we're going to focus that highlight primarily in the center of the face. So let me get into it and I will show you how I like to do my highlighting and contouring on my round face. For contour, I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. I think this is one of my favorite contouring products because it's not too gray. Let me show you one that I purchased, which is meant for a contour, but it just doesn't work for my skin tone. So this is from Fenty Beauty in the shade Amber. So if you're like super like fairer than me and super cool tone, you may really like this. You can see this is a lot more gray than the Huda Beauty one. Let me just pull that one out. So the Huda Beauty one has a bit more warmth, but it's still neutral enough that it works as a contour on me because I am fair skin toned with neutral undertones. So this one doesn't look too stark on the skin, doesn't look too unnatural. Like this one will look too gray and look like I have a bruise on the face. So just be mindful when you're choosing a contour, you want to choose a shade that works well with your skin tone and undertones. With cream products, I'd always suggest you warm it up with your finger and just apply a bit on the back of the hand. That way we can pick it up from there and not go in too heavy on the skin. I'm gonna go in, this is actually an eyeshadow brush from Sonia Kashuk. And I'm gonna pick up some of that product. All right, so first I'm gonna start with the cheekbones. So the typical way we've seen people contour is they'll like suck in their cheeks and just sort of follow that line. But because I have a round face, you'll see that is a bit low on the face. So what that is going to make my face do is make my jawline actually appear shorter and wider. We don't want that. We want to make it appear like we have higher cheekbones. So I'm actually going to start the contour at my temple and draw a horizontal line to like the middle of my cheek. You don't want to go too in either. All right, and that's just going to be our first line. I'm going to go ahead and do that same on this side. Make sure they're even. Right. And I like this formula because it's not going to dry down on you, so it gives you some time to really work with it. Now for my jawline, I do have a beautiful double chin. And my face, again, is round. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this video. But I want to sort of snatch it a little bit. So what I'm going to do, so you can kind of see this natural shadow along here. I am just going to follow that right along my jawline up to the ear. And again, repeat on the other side. Here. My hair is covering my forehead, but if I were to pull this up, I could add some shadowing here just to bring the forehead, slim it down a bit. I'm just gonna apply that here. Not too much on the sides because there's not too much room between my brow and my hairline. But up here we can cut off about an inch. Nose contouring is well, contouring in general is just a personal thing. I am not big on nose contouring. If anything, I would want to just shorten my nose a little bit. I'm fine with the width of it. So say I wanted to shorten it, I'm not going to apply anything on the sides. We're just going to focus that on the very tip of the nose. Because I don't want to lose any of the product I put down, I'm actually going to blend it out with a brush. A sponge has a tendency to sometimes pick up product, shear things out. I don't want to do that today. So you're just going to take your brush and just gently start patting it where you laid the product down. And you're going to do this until it just looks seamless. Obviously you want some differentiation between your foundation and the contour, but not so much so that you can still see the line. So I'm never going to have a super angular looking face. So you see that contour is very natural. It does add some definition to the face. This is what I like to go for. I don't like anything too heavy, too stark. Something very natural. I don't want to look like I have brown lines all over the face. So for me, this is perfect. I'm just adding a bit of dimension, a bit of structure to a very round face with round features. Now for highlighting, you want to use a shade that is a bit lighter. You can go about 2 shades lighter than what your foundation would be, or if you'd like the super bright under eye, go for something super light. This concealer is very light, so this is going to be very dramatic looking. It's Fair Rose in the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So because I have such a wide face, I don't want to put any highlighter here, right? My jawline is pretty wide already, so what that would do is just make it appear larger. So we want to bring some light under the eyes, because under the eyes tend to be darker, more sunken in. We could, on top of the cheekbone here, because since my face is so round, I don't really have much of a cheekbone, but lighting up here would make this part of the face appear more forward than where we contoured it. Down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to do the cupid's bow and just a tiny bit on the chin. Again, forehead I'm going to leave alone because I have hair on it. But if you didn't, you could apply a tiny bit here in the center. You want to keep everything centered. Focus here. Taking a brush, I'm just going to blend it out. You don't want to move the shade too much. Just pat it where you applied it until it looks seamless with the foundation. Top of the cheekbones. Cupid's bow. Bridge of the nose. And now under the eye. So a typical model we see for highlighting contouring, they sort of do the triangle under the eyes, and that could work well with rounder faces, but I just want the attention to be right here under the eye. So I am not going to move it past the middle of my pupil. And that is essentially how I contour and highlight my face. As you can see now, we have a bit more definition around the perimeter of the face. I look like I have more of a cheekbone. My jawline doesn't look as round. It's really bright in the center, so your focus is really drawing you to my eyes, to my nose, to my lips, right? The focus is primarily here, and the rest of it is just receding with that contour. I'm going to go ahead and powder, apply some blush, a lip product, and I'll be back. So I went ahead and just powdered with this e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder under the eyes. And on the lips, I used the NYX Lingerie Push Up Pencil in Bedtime Flirt. I love these. These are so good. And the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine in, I don't know the name, but it's the number 9. Another one of my like ride or die lip products. So the whole purpose of this video was essentially to show you that contouring and highlighting is not a one size fits all. We all have different shapes and we all have different likes and aesthetics. I prefer something a little bit lighter, but still adding some structure because, again, I have such a round face and such round features. Trying to make it look so structured and angular is just not good. I'm not going to say it can't happen. It definitely can with a heavy hand, but it just looks very noticeable, especially in real life. In real life, you won't be able to like really clock where I contoured. You will just notice like, oh, she's got a bit of something going on there, and your eye will go straight to the center of my face where I used that highlighting to really brighten my features and bring the center of my face forward. Well, I don't know if that made any sense to you at all. But maybe it was helpful to somebody just getting into contouring, not sure how to contour, especially if you have such a round face. I find a lot of times the contouring tutorials, videos, instructionals are meant for people that already have pretty angular faces. But what do you do when everything on your face is so round? It just doesn't make sense to make a bunch of triangles and lines because it's just going to look too jarring and too apparent, especially in real life. So hopefully you took away something from this video. I will try to leave the products I used listed down below. Also some product suggestions of the contours I personally use and enjoy. If there is a little asterisk, I'd make a commission off of the sale if you shop through that link. If that makes you uncomfortable, you can just shop through the retailer directly. Again, thank you so much to anyone that takes the time out of their day to watch my video, support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave me some comments down below. Sometimes it's hard for me to come up with ideas of things to film. Yeah, because I work full time. I have a toddler, so by the time I actually sit down and film, I'm tired. Like, it's 1 in the morning right now. So I'm gonna go wash my face and go to sleep because I have to get up early to work out and then work. So until next time, have a great day, everyone. Take care.